I would now like to move on to infrastructure. Approximately 7 years ago, the former government invested a deal of money in refurbishing the Supreme Court. It is a glorious 19th century building. Almost every lawyer in this room will have been admitted to practice in the Banco Court. We all have fond memories of that moment. However, it is a dysfunctional building compared with the modern facilities that are provided elsewhere across Victoria and indeed across the nation. As part of the refurbishment process, some funding was provided for a special IT court, Court 15. Some of you may have been fortunate enough to run a case in there. It has provided excellent technology. The trouble is, everybody wants a Court 15 and we've only got one. So that needs to change. It will lead to a dramatic expedition of cases if we are able to fully take up the technological opportunities that presently exist. This has been seen already with what has happened in the Kilmore East bushfire trial, presently running in the William Cooper Justice Centre. There is a picture of that courtroom with, I think it's Mr. Richter on his feet, counsel, as I recall, for the plaintiff, and his honour is off screen. If you haven't been there, Dewdrop Inn. It's on the 3rd floor of what was the old County Court building. It's a wonderful thing for Victorians to see just what can be done when support is provided by government. It is state-of-the-art, leading-edge technology. This photograph, I have to say, has been a revelation for me. Justice J. Forrest, who is the trial judge, had a very strong rule that he imposed on the parties. It was to be a folder-free trial. But if I look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, somebody, I think it's Mr. Tobin of Counsel, also for the plaintiff, has somehow managed to get some folders in. I'll have to point that out to his honour. But again, the younger people in the room, you are the next generation of lawyers. You are the ones who know how to use technology, and you are the ones who will lead the way. You will be demanding, you will encourage the courts, and I encourage you to be insistent and urge the judges that you appear before to conduct cases and appeals electronically. It is absolutely the way to go, and I see the next generation as the key to achieving that. The other point I mention in passing is that the Supreme Court now has Wi-Fi. Well, I know, again, the younger people would say, well, so what? But when you're in a 19th century building like the Supreme Court, there were cheers when that happened. The President was good enough to talk about the need for a new Supreme Court building. The case is unassailable. It has been repeated many, many times. The time will come when a government will recognise that the highest court in the state must have an appropriate litigation environment so that litigators can conduct Victorian litigation in an excellent way and in a manner that leads the nation. It is just a question of when.